Marvel incoming. This was the latest collaborative effort coming out of Marvel. Multiple writers, multiple artists, and the joke has run its course. Yeah, I know I'm holding up a preview page for 2020, but that's exactly what this is. I had two jokes. I was also going to start the review by saying, we got Marvel incoming. I'm going to give it all the attention it deserves. Thanks for watching and subscribe. But now I just use both my intros. So I thought that this was strictly a preview. This is what's coming here, there. I knew I was going to read different characters and we're going to go all over the place. But I didn't think that there would be just stories that didn't mean anything. The core of this, where it begins and where it ends, is there's a mystery. New character named the Masked Raider. I'm interested in him and I'm good with it. We went on to Daredevil, all right. We went on to get the Captain Marvel, Black Panther. We checked in on Nova, who's talking about the Annihilation Scourge, which I did not read all of. Just that first alpha was good, but I mean, he filled me in here and I got to save a whole bunch of money on what happened there. He died, he came back. Dying and coming back. But I got to see where he was at, and I got to see where you got to see where maybe the agents of Atlas are if you're not reading Arrow. Amadeus Cho, what's his role in here? The champions showed up. Like, we just went book to book to book. And we even touched on Iron Man. It's not until we got back to Captain Marvel, Blue Marvel, and Reed Richards where that was the core of the story. I didn't have to spend $9.99. I could have spent $4.99 or a regular comic book price maybe to get my story. But this was them trying to show you where Ms. Marvel is. Ms. Marvelous. It sounds like I said that. Oh, by the way to pronounce her name is not Miss Marvel, it's Ms. Marvel. I can't do a video saying her name without saying that because too many people pronounce it wrong. I thought that the way that she was written, let's just skip to the champions because it's show manga, you know me. The champions were written the way you'd expect them to be written, and I mean that in a negative way. They're out here talking about DVDs. It was nice seeing Riri have the orange pop, to see that continue, but to see them just be straight up teenagers where you really could have like came out the gates like this is what's happening and here they are. It was, hey Amadeus, welcome back. Whoa, you're happy to see me? Yeah, because now I don't have to split it two ways. The workload can go three ways. It's like, give me story, come on now, help me out. When they did get to the story though, thumbs up. It had that dude talking on the TV talking about children and they should register. It's basically Civil War, but for the young people to register, and that's I would call the event Civil War 3, but they're gonna go ahead and call it an outlawed. And I saw a couple of things in there. I like the way that this villain, this politician, is being. Remember When They See Us? It was on Netflix, so I didn't watch the whole thing because it was hard to see. But there was that one woman who was like, this woman got raped. She was like a lawyer. She was like, we got to convict these men who are wiling and get them in to these jail cells because they're nothing but thugs. I'm like, they ruined it because she came off like a real person who was really interested in doing the right thing for the sake of this woman who was assaulted. I thought they should have never said thug in there. Over here, it's done perfectly fine. Where this Indiana senator is just speaking about, we got to think about what's best. And it genuinely sounds like he cares. And that's the way I wanted my politician villain to be. He's just smooth with words. I know Eve Ewing wrote that part. That woman is like smart. She's young, so she knows how the kids talk. She's culturally aware. Woke also. Woke is a good word on this channel. And she represented them fine. What do we think? It just opened to the middle where we got Donny Cates talking about Venom and Null. What do you think about that? Null is out here taking planets. The planet Follow has fallen. Damn! And Dylan is seeing all of the... Ooh! Can't wait for Null to come. That was cool. What was the next story in here? Seeing Spider-Man. I could have done without the Spider-Man. It was more of that, I give you your approval, Miles, because I'm Peter Parker, the original. All you fans at home, you can like Miles now. That's what that was. Didn't need to be. You could have had, because it was New York City, wasn't it? Where that murder took place, which was what this mystery was about. You could have made them useful, but they chose not to. Let's go to the Fantastic Four. Reed Richards was used properly in here with Franklin Richards because the mutants are looking at, what's incoming. It's a Franklin Richards, Reed Richards. It's a FF and an X-Men comic book coming up. So they previewed that. The robot in here was talking about the robot revolution. I love it. Iron Man, Arno Stark is the new Iron Man 2020. I do love the continuity. Like, that's what I love in my comic books. And Al Ewing threaded this. Notable absences. The Black Panther. Oh, I'm wrong, actually. He was the Avengers Black Panther was over here, and the Agents of Atlas. That was our Black Panther. But Ta-Nehisi Coates' Black Panther was not featured in here. Neither was the Captain America, who's on the run from Secret Empire. Notable people who are missing. Runaways. Like, if you're reading these characters, who else was missing? A bunch of the X-Men were missing, but I thought it was fine with the representation. Who else was missing on? Because Cyclops is in the cover, the main cover by Patrick Gleason, which is great, but he wasn't in it. I also think it was false advertising because I thought like a hero would die over here. It wasn't anyone I cared about, just a random Skrull dude. The beauty of this is the weaving of continuity. Notable absences. I keep saying that absences were something that we should all take into our conscious. Thor was missing, but I'm not calling Thor a wasteless, useless guy. He's up in Asgard doing his thing. I understand his absence. But people like Spectrum, people like, what are the other comic books that we don't read? Fucking Conan wasn't in here. If you're reading, what's their name? Strike Force? Who's on the Strike Force right now? Here's what they think about you. If you're reading Savage Avengers, with Conan, with fucking Blade wasn't in here. Who else wasn't in here? Like, they got the main people who you should be thinking about. Nova. But everyone missing, let's really think about why they're missing. There's maybe a reason you shouldn't pick up Spider-Gwen, even though she came to our Earth, 616. But she wasn't in here. Keep in mind, like, who was featured here and who wasn't. The thing was, what's the other girl on Yancey Street? Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur? I didn't see them. Even in, like, a wide shot. They're letting you know what you should and shouldn't pick up. Unbeatable Squirrel Girl. Like, here's what they think about you. When they do a team-up mega event over here, I didn't see any of the Future Foundation. They did give us Arrow, which is like a low-selling book that I love. But here's what they think about you. Fucking Photon, Spectrum, Monica Rambeau. Here's what they think about you, Hawkeye. You and your free fall event. Falcon and the Winter Soldier. This is what you're secondary. Or even worse than that. You're just not a priority right now. If you're reading these comic books, they basically told me, yeah, Matthew Rosenberg, great writer. Nothing in his new comic with Hawkeye Freefall is going to matter. Here's what they think about you. Ghost Rider was in here. So I'm happy for that. All the Ghost Rider fans could be happy about that. And I should probably say, here's what they think about you. It's from that disc by Ice Cube, No Vaseline. 1995. Okay? So, that was incoming, right? I was pleased with the end of it. They're teasing something called Empyre, and I'm there for it. Or I'm there for... I retract that. I won't pick up the $10 book. If it's a $10 book and it's the same thing, where we go from scene to scene to scene, I'll just wait for like the events, the 5-part limited series, and I'll get that. Marvel's out here giving us number ones because they don't care about your local comic book store, and they just want to sell it. They just want to sell. I'm done with it. I didn't do Marvel Comics 1000. I don't regret not reading it. And this, I regret paying $10. It was a slow week, so they got my money. They won't get it again. And that's the bottom line, because Chill Monger said so. Subscribe to the channel by clicking on that. Help me reach, I think 300 is the next milestone. I know how you people like your milestones. Help me. I'm trying to reach 1,000 so I can get paid, because I don't get paid right now. Help me get paid.